This is Bishop Andy Lewter again, and I have for the last several minutes been talking with Alita Denise Hall, Executive Director for the North Amityville Community Economic Council. She is a longtime member of not only this community, but our congregation, and we here at Hollywood Full Gospel Baptist Cathedral are so very proud of what she is now doing. Sister Hall, when we left off, we were talking about some of the activities and programs that NACEC is involved in. You were mentioning that people have a problem with transportation. How does NACEC attempt to remedy that situation for a lot of community residents?
Well, we believe the remedy is keeping the services where the services are needed, right here in the community. We don't want our residents to have to worry about transportation costs to get to education. So therefore, we want to bring into our community all that's needed for them to acquire marketable skills and or increase their skills to be able to get better jobs, better paying jobs, so they can have better living standards.
Now, over the years, what kind of other programs has NACEC been involved in for the community?
NACEC has always offered the GED programs, computer programs, ESL programs, things of that nature. Now we are going to continue those programs. We're improving upon them.
Okay.
In the past, we had the GED program there, which was actually administered by another institute. We just housed them at that location. But you will now be able to take your GED examination right here at NACEC. We will have a graduation for the students. There will be outcomes for all classes.
Okay.
I want to see the community improve. I don't believe in wasting time attending things that without an outcome.
Okay. Now listen, I also often say there is no I in the word team. Absolutely. And certainly the outstanding job that NACEC has done over the years is a reflection of the competence and the effectiveness of the staff that's involved there. Talk to us about some of the people who are involved and give a quick shout out to those persons who make NACEC happen on a regular basis.
You're absolutely right. NACEC runs on the arms of everyone there. Everybody has an input. Mr. Canton has been there forever. He's a pillar in the community. Maria Jackson has worked tirelessly for 15 years with NACEC. Carol McCullough has been there working day in and day out. She's the front person. You need it, you need information, whatever it is, Carol has it for you. She's right there. And we also have a number of board members who have stuck through the years and worked hard, elbow to elbow, like Elder Brown and Devins, who work tirelessly, and also Lillian B. Scott, who we are renaming our proprietary school after. Oh. It will be the Lillian B. Scott Learning Center.
Okay. Now, in addition to those persons who have been involved in the programs over the years, what other kinds of endeavors has the NACEC organization been involved in? This is a two-part question. The second part is this. As ambitious as the programs are, there is a natural question as this happen. Who are the for NACEC? How are you able to do what it is that you are able to do?
Okay. Let's take the latter first.
Okay.
Previously, NACEC's been funded as most non-for-profit organizations. We are a non-for-profit 501c3 organization. We do have a bit of state, federal, and county funding. The rest we must fundraise.
Okay.
And vigorously fundraising, which is what we are going to have to pursue now, along with a lot of organizations. But that's going to be one of the top priorities in the upcoming years.
Okay. Now, for those of us who have passed by the corner of Great Neck Road for some time now, there has been signage on the corner that announces the coming of a business incubator. I know this is an exciting project that NACEC has been talking about for quite some time. Talk to us about exactly what it is and where you are in the development of that.
Currently, the incubator purpose was to be able to supply small businesses and new businesses with an avenue or a beginning. And it was focused on women and minority businesses. Currently, things are in legal hands. They're pursuing avenues. As you know, it's not a quick process.
Sure.
So they're moving along as quickly as possible. Not as quick as some might want, but things are in progress.
Okay. Now, let's go back in this segment and talk a bit about your involvement in NACEC. You are now the executive director. Did you have any role or assignment with NACEC prior to assuming this position?
I was a board member for 9 years.
Okay.
Yes, I've actually, one of the other board members brought me into the organization 9 years ago as a board member, and then I was the board treasurer, and now I'm the executive director. So I have a 9-year history with the organization.
Okay. Now, what are some of the other organizations like NACEC that are here on Long Island? Not necessarily rival or competitors, but where similar kinds of services are found. Because NACEC kind of concentrates in North Amityville, but are there similar institutions and organizations in the other parts of the island that do similar kinds of things?
I'm quite sure there are. However, within the North Amityville area, there are, as you know, 3 organizations, major organizations, which we are not in competition with. Rather, we're improving our relationship with, especially with the North Amityville Taxpayers Association. Jackie McCullough is a very good friend and ally, and we work very closely together. We have a plan, put it that way. NACEC's purpose is to renew those relationships that may have been strained in the past, that may have been broken, and to find out the best way to collaborate to service our residents here. Because we all do something different, but we all can service and increase the ability of our individuals here in the community. We don't need to work at odds. We can service them all in different ways. One may have, say, elementary students. NADA may have the high school students. We may have them after high school. There's no issues or problems in servicing the same residents. We're just giving them different services and collaborating on how they're given to them.
I want to very quickly give a shout out to Rosemary Deering, who has served as executive director for quite some time. There is transition, and you represent a new generation here in Amityville. We talk about the Joshua generation, that many of the individuals who grew up here are now making inroads and contributions. I follow a 50-year legacy here at Hollywood. You're following the tenure and the longevity of a Rosemary Deering. How do you manage that kind of transition?
Well, I think I manage it very well. It's others that have a problem probably managing it. Rosemary did a fine job for 20 years. She worked tirelessly. However, I have a different management style. I reach a different audience than Rosemary, probably because of my past endeavors. And I'm a counselor, so I would like to think, well, I know I reach a different group of people that typically would not be reached by the usual sort of the usual approach maybe from management and from the administration. Like I'll go out into the street and get people that need help to come receive it. We're
going to talk about that management style a little bit more. Right now, listen, this is Bishop Andy C. Lewter, and for the last several minutes, I have been talking to Alita Hall, brand new executive director at the North Amityville Community Economic Council. Listen, don't you move. We'll be right back in a few more minutes.